Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the GW Panther Tier 7 German SPG, located on the southwest spawn of Highway. It's under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP, and he's got the improved rammer, the improved gun lane drive, and the turbo device. Game on! Well, if this one vehicle that does require the turbo device or any device that will actually increase its speed, it's this one, because when Wargaming brought out the GW Panther, they actually made it with half the horsepower that the actual Panther has by taking away the turbo. And that's rather a bit of a disappointment, because this tank would have been given the same engine as a standard Panther, and that would have made it go a lot faster than it actually does, which is only 46 kilometers an hour. Now it's 15 centimeter howitzer, and we can see there that the Achilles went through the field. Oh, he got a piece of him. Yep, he splashed him. Now these shells will do 600 alpha, 39 millimeters a pen, 7.2 meters on the burst radius, between 10 and 18 seconds of stun. Now over on the ridgeline near the enemy cap, we can see that they've got a Scorpion. That's the American Scorpion. He's now missing a lot of hit points. It's a tier 7 game with tier 6 tanks in it, and the enemy just lost that Scorpion as well because he got taken out by the Challenger. Now there's no contest for the weekend lion this week because Angelina 75 has to go away and look after the family, so she's elsewhere. Good shot! That landed right next door to the Achilles. He also did some stun on the Comet, which then gave him some stun assist. He's going to try and do the same again. Fairly fast reload as well. 25.89 by the book. He's got 20.71. And those guys are going for the corner. Fires the round in. It's going to hit the Achilles. It did get some stun on him. Changing position very nicely, actually. The T-52 getting very close. He decided not to shoot, and that was probably a good decision. The T-52 does move particularly fast, and if he had shot, I think he probably would have missed him, but we've spotted a few enemy tanks up here which we can hit. And he's just dialing in at the moment. Rounds out. Fires it in. Gets stun on those two. Unfortunately, we've only got one tank left in the city now. We've got an Achilles out in the field, and he's about to see the T-52. Of course, the Achilles is armed with a 17-pounder, so he can do a fair amount of damage, and he will penetrate the T-52. In fact, it was the A-44 on our team who did get the kill on that guy, so the T-52 is no longer a threat. We're firing into the city. An enemy Jackson has now appeared. Of course, that's armed with a 90mm. And that Jackson just killed our P-43, which is not so great. And he's loaded again. But as he's on the move, obviously his rescue will be full. And he's actually trying to get away from the enemy tanks that are coming in from the town. He needs a bit of distance between him and them, just in case they come hunting. Okay, these buildings will actually act as protection from any enemy that's approaching from the river, from the middle of the map. A-44, looking at GC target. Lines up, rounds out, good shot. Yes! 260 and the guy goes down, so he gets the stun assist, and he's now got a bruiser medal. He's also got the communications expert up and running, so 2.5% extra on skills. And there are 2 tanks up on the enemy at the moment. T-150 backing away. Probably because he's getting too much fire. That one directly. And the 4503 has gone. The T150 is trying to get around by going to the river. And I think he's going to try and approach from a different angle. He's also going to find out very shortly. In fact, he has actually found out the Achilles is down there, because the Achilles is now taking fire. But the 88 on the enemy team is also being hit as well. The T150 is about to go down. In fact, both go down. The Achilles was taken out, and so was the T150. And it was the 88 that killed the Achilles, but the Achilles did get the T150 before he died. So now we're moving on the enemy cap, and there's only 4 enemies remaining. They've only got 1 tank that survived that came out of the town. And of course, he stayed near the town to shoot from a distance. The only enemy remaining are Govica, Crusader SP, and 88 and the SU8. Well, we know the 88's near the town. The SU8 and the Crusader are probably at the back area of the enemy cap area. And there's their Govica, who got spotted. And that was a shot from our SU8 rounds out. A good direct hit. And effectively, that's a Confederate medal. Provisional. That's why that has that star. It's a provisional medal based on the fact that other people could get it ahead of him. There he is again, the Govica. We're loaded. Lines up the shot ahead of his path. Another direct hit. 187. Only 3 enemies remaining. The 88 got taken out. They've lost their T150. They've lost... Oh, no, that was the Crusader killing our T150. And the Govica is still taking fire, but he's also firing back. He fired blind there. Okay, he's better. Mark the target. Almost loaded. Guys popping up to see if there's anything to shoot at. There is. The A44 rounds out. He fires, pulls back, but you can see that Talon actually did get a hit. 249 stun assist, and there's a shot also from the SU8 getting him some more damage, and the Govica's gone down. In fact, it was the T78 who got it. And now we've just got the SU8 and the Crusader. That's all that's left on the enemy team. Fires at long range. That guy just got stunned, and he's out the game. So there's... And that's it. They killed the Crusader, and that's the end of the game. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tank for talon1958 of OLIMP in the GW Panther. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10, and he also got a Confederate medal, so he hit more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate in that game, 2,477, which is Unicum standard, but it would have been a very good contribution to the weekend lying competition. In fact, I suspect that Angelina might have had difficulty trying to beat this, unless, of course, she came up with an ace tanker. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game, because that actually went to the T78, who got 1,857 hit points of damage. Second highest damage went to Talon with 1,844, and the third highest damage was actually the Govica with 1,837. So there was only 7 hit points in it between Talon and that Govica. But we can see that, yes, the T78 bettered everyone. In fact, he got the some of the shots towards the end of the game. When it came to kills, we can see it was actually the Challenger who did the best. He got 5 kills in that game. 2 kills went to the T78, the T150, the P46, and on the enemy team, their Govica, A44, and Crusader SP. Talon only got the 1 kill. But when it came to base XP, we can see he's in second place because the Challenger got 947. Then we've got Talon with 938. And in third place, the T78 with 839. He fired 14 rounds, so decent amount of rounds to get a good result. 6 direct hits on the enemy, mostly towards the end on that Govica. 14 splashes, 1,844, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 1, and that earned him the Confederate. And 186 hit points of damage assist and 969 of stun assist of 13 stuns. On a premium count, he actually earned 113,392 credits, including 90,000 mission completion goal. and 25 bonds for another mission achievement, and 2,814 experience points out of it as well. So it just goes to show that Talon is actually doing very well in his GW Panther. He does like the German artists, and whenever he plays it, he tends to get good results. So it's going to be difficult for Angelina to beat him if he keeps playing the GW as well as this. Hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.